Okay, so the next step for me, now I'm sure that the super fabulous weavers know a better process than this, but like I said, okay, so now I am on to sewing the hair. Now this is the fun part, but it's also the more technical part, because you know you can get away with having bad braids, even though my braids ain't bad, baby. Look at that. Good for somebody doing their own hair. But you know, getting back to the point, you could get away with having so braids because you can tighten them with thread. But when it comes to actually sewing the hair in, you got to really take your time. And if it take you 10 hours to sew your hair in, do it, because you don't want a rush job. You got all these nice tight braids, but then your weave is jacked up, and it's like, okay, that's not how we do. So I have the 18-inch hair. This is Bobby Boss. Let's see.
Hi, it's your phone speaking. You have a new message.
This is, yes, Bobby Boss Indie Remy, and this is number 1, 18-inch. You know, I seen a girl at Walmart. She had some pretty hair and some weave, and it was like 26-inch. And I know a lot of women wearing their hair real long like that, and that's very beautiful. But I'm gonna stick with the 18 to 20 inches right now. So I am sewing my first track in, and I usually just start right here. Let me go ahead and show you the back. I don't know if I can really get it in like that, show you that with the cell phone video, but once I get, so this is how I'm just going to sew this. So this is how far I've gotten, and sometimes when I get to this point, I usually kind of comb it a little bit through and just kind of start bending the ends a little bit so I can kind of see. I got flat irons, kind of see how I'm trying to go ahead and shape that. Okay, so this is how far I've gotten, and I am taking my time. It's taking pretty long, but this is a hairstyle that I can keep for months. Just pull that, and we're gonna cut that. And what so this is that, and I still got all of this and the top here. So this is going to take me another couple of hours. So once I get to the very top, then I'll. So this is how far I've gotten. I did kind of cut a little bit right here, just like, you know, just fringe it a little bit, and I took the flat iron and just started flipping it just to see, and I'm gonna leave it straight just to see how it will look, you know, a little bit. Okay, so this is how far I've gotten so far. I started my bangs already, and I actually started cutting it, and I'm just going along the sides. I got the basic scissors, and just going like up, up. And so right here, I'm going to keep it a little longer. I might fringe it a little bit more, but I got to do the middle, do my closure, and then I'll show you the finished product. So I got my husband taping for me, and I am about to do a closure. And you know, you can buy the closures, but I'm going to just make this closure. And what you do is you put a little glue. You have to be careful because the glue will bleed through and then you'll see the glue. So you will glue it and you would, wait a minute. You would glue it and then you would take your time and just roll it. You roll it. And like I said, you definitely have to be careful because once that glue gets on it, see, you just roll it and it just want to be patient because you want it to be really tight. You put a little bit more, not a lot, just a little bit, just along here. And I'm doing the very middle right here, the crown of my head. I'm kind of sloppy right now. And what I did was I kind of just cut along the sides. Usually I cut all up in here, but I'm going to try to just keep this one length. And so we just roll, just keep rolling, keep it as neat as possible. Of course, you can always sew it in, but for me, doing my own hair, I just make my own closure, and it's easier to buy a closure, but I didn't buy one this time. So you just let that dry, and you can even take a blow dryer, let it dry. This is how it looks. Okay, and then you're going to just put that right there. Okay, so what you do is, and you got to be careful, let's put a little bit more glue right here. Got to be careful when you're unfolding it or flatten it out. See, when you flip it around, and you kind of fan it out. Make sure you hold tight to this because it's still drying. And you comb it out. And that's your closure. See? And this is going at the top of your head. You just make sure that you don't see any existence of the circle, and that's why you want to be careful with the glue. That's your closure. Okay, so what you would do is you would put some more glue right here, and you would put this right in the crown. Being very careful because once that glue starts to bleed into that, it starts to look real hoodie, like a hood rat, and you definitely don't want no hood rat hairdo. Okay, so see how you got that, and you just continue to press, and you gotta shape it the way you want to shape it. And you can even, like I said, blow dry this part. Good job, cameraman, my husband, doing such a great job supporting me. This is fun for me. Okay, and then we're gonna take a comb because we're not done flattening that out. So You take a comb and you kind of form it the way you want to form it. You still have to cut that in there. Put a little bit more, not too much. We definitely don't want it to bleed on our hairstyle. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do, take some spritz. This right here is Fantasia liquid mousse firm hold. Take that on the hands and you just put that right there, just at the top. I don't put spritz all through my hair because I do like it to be a little free flowing, but at the crown when I'm doing the closure, I put a little spritz on there before I curl it. And it's kind of form that. Okay, so before I think I got a little of that gel that was in here on there. So what we're gonna do is to lay it even flatter. Just go ahead and you can get any dried glue out by just using a little fine tooth comb. Like all up in here. Oh yeah, that's the sizzle. Usually I wait to the end just to cut it, but I'm not really gonna cut it too much. Just at the top, a little bit more. Just kind of cut that like that. And if it's not totally even with the other parts of the hair, this hairdo, this is the lazy version. Usually I sew all the hair in and just cut it all at once and layer it and stuff, and it usually, you know, just turns out very good. This time I'm just cutting it piece by piece the ghetto way. Really. See, when you do your own hair, which if I was doing somebody else's hair, I would have, like I said, sewed it all in, then cut it toward the, at the end. And then with the closure, after you have spritzed it and stuff like that, what you would do is you would continue to dry it and make sure it's right. So I'm going to go ahead and toy around with this, and then I will update the final video. So this is how it turned out. This is the final work of my own doing. I must say that I am quite pleased. Of course, tomorrow I'm going to, you know, kind of, this is how the closure ended. I'm going to probably put a blow dryer to this and play around with that closure a little bit more. But this is how it turned out. And it took a long time for me to do this hair. Like, I got started with the actual braiding of the hair at like 9:30, and it's like past 9, so it was 12 hours, but that's because I was playing around a little bit, taking breaks. So, but it was worth it. It's very tight, like very tight. Like, I feel like I just went to a salon. I didn't shortcut or shortchange myself. I am very satisfied with my work.